Hello, everyone. Today I'm with accomplished author Julie Zuckerman, and she's going to share with us how she made her dream come true by actually making time for her passion. She discovered it, as she put it, to be rather late in life. As you can see, there's nothing yet late in life with Julie, but she'll tell you about how through her busy life, she made time for her passion and what she's accomplished. Hi, Julie. Thanks so much for being with us.
Hi, Bev. Thanks for having me.
I'm thrilled to have you.
Okay, so as I was telling you a few minutes ago, Bev, when I was 38, I discovered a new passion in my life, which I didn't know existed before, and that was writing fiction. I had always been a writer, starting in journalism, and then in my career, I did a lot of business writing and still do a lot of business writing in my career. But I didn't really think I had a creative bone in my body. And then at 38, a friend of mine said to me, another friend of ours takes this creative writing class. And I said, oh my God, that's what I want to do. I would love to try that. And from the first class I took and the first story I wrote, I just loved it. I loved lying in bed at night and thinking about characters and the plot and the narrative and how I could string words together to make something interesting on the page. So I started writing. I certainly did not quit my day job or anything like that, but I found time to write using the early mornings. At the time, I had three small children, and then a year later, my youngest was born. So I was writing with raising four kids, holding down a full-time job, trying to be, a wife, a mother, trying to get some exercise in, as Bev. So it was,
When Julie
it was
says some exercise, she means a lot. About like marathon running, exercising.
half marathon triathlons, which we did one together. Um, so, but basically, the way I found time to write is by uh, two different ways. One is I would wake up really early, and I'm not a morning person at all. I'm a night person, and I had to kind of switch my natural biological rhythms to force myself to go to sleep early so that I could set my alarm for 5:15, 5:30, and wake up and write
I love
before
that.
the rest.
Sorry, I just love that redefinition of yourself. I'm not a mornings person, but yet when you thought, I really want this, you could do it. Beautiful. Love it.
Yeah, because I find, my most productive hours, I would say, are first thing in the morning. Although I do have to make a decision, every night before I go to sleep. Like, is tomorrow going to be a writing morning or am I going to exercise?
Mhm.
Most of the time, I would prefer to do the writing all the time, but I also know that I need the exercise and I enjoy the exercise. So some days I just know it's not really going to be a writing morning.
Yeah.
And also I try, if I could get the kids out early for school and I had a little time before I had to be in the office, I would try to go sneak like a half an hour in a cafe and put on my earphones and write there. I'm able to do it in a cafe as long as I can kind of block out the conversations going on near me. So most of the time I can do that. And so that happened when I was 38. And when I was turning 40, I decided, oh, by the time I turned 50, I would really love to publish a book. I don't know what kind of book. I mean, I don't know if it's a novel, a short story collection, whatever, but I would love to do it. And about a year later, when I was 41, I guess, I started writing. I wrote a short story. I really loved the character in the short story, and I decided I want to write a whole book about him. And the character was 82 in the story. And so I wanted to kind of unravel his life to understand how did he become the person he was at 82. So I ended up writing a series of stories all about him, a few told from different family members' perspectives, but mostly told from his own perspective, spanning his childhood to his adulthood. And then I finished that, and I found it took me about 3 years to find a publisher, but I did. And about a month and a half ago, my debut fiction novel and stories called The Book of Jeremiah came out just 2 months short of my 50th birthday. So I was able to make my dream come true.
Wow, that is incredibly inspiring. I think for me, what I'm going to take from this is that you had such clarity, like you knew it was, I want to do this writing and I want to exercise. So you had clarity what you were going to do. You weren't going to give up and you were going to make the time for it. Because I think for many people, it's kind of like, it's got to happen for me to make my dreams come true. But no, we have to make it happen.
Totally. I hear so many people have said to me, oh yeah, I want to write a book. I've always wanted to write a book. And I say to them, okay, just do it. You got to sit down, sit in the chair and do it.
Exactly. It's about taking that first step and having that clarity and that focus and not getting sucked into all the excuses and the circumstances and distractions. Well, I've got 4 children. Well, I need to be training for a marathon, or beautiful, I've got work to get to. Going to not a supermarket, a cafe for even half an hour is priceless. It's not like, well, what am I going to do in half an hour? And I would imagine in some of those half hours, you probably just wrote a line or 2, but they were very, very helpful as a collection, those half hours that you devoted to no other screens, just to yourself and your writing. Thank you so much.
Definitely. Thanks for having me. It's been great.
Incredibly inspiring. I'm lucky that I know you outside of the Zoom call.
Right.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.